The air sign of Libra is ruled by Venus. Some serial killers under this sign include Fred West, an Englishman who committed at least 12 murders between 1967 and 1987 in southwest England with his wife, Rose West. At least 8 of these murders involved the West's sexual gratification that included rape, bondage, torture, and mutilation. The victims' dismembered bodies were buried in the cellar or garden of the West residence, which became known as the House of Horrors. Bobby Joe Long. Bobby Joe Long, aka the classified ads rapist, abducted, sexually assaulted, and murdered at least 10 women in the Tampa Bay area in Florida during an 8-month period in 1984. He would get his victims by calling service numbers from the classified ads. Angelo Bono. Angelo Bono, the second half of the Hillside Stranglers, was convicted of killing 10 young men in Los Angeles, California between October 1977 and February 1978. He had developed an extensive criminal history before he teamed up with his cousin. The water sign of Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Some serial killers under this sign include David Parker Ray, aka the Toy Box Killer. He was suspected to have murdered 60 to 100 victims. Though no bodies were found, David was accused by his accomplices of killing several women. He used soundproofing methods on a semi-trailer, which he called his toy box, and equipped it with items used for sexual torture. Leonard Lake. During the mid-80s, Leonard Lake, along with his accomplice Charles, raped, tortured, and murdered an estimated 11 to 25 victims at a remote cabin near Wilseyville, California. Human remains, videotapes, and journals found at the cabin were used to convict his partner on 11 counts of murder. Nanny Doss. Nanny Doss, aka the Giggling Granny, was responsible for the deaths of 11 people from mid-1920 to 1954. It was revealed that she had killed 4 husbands, 2 children, one of her sisters, her mother, 2 grandsons, and a mother-in-law. The fire sign, Sagittarius, is ruled by Jupiter. Some serial killers under this sign include Ted Bundy, who kidnapped, raped, and murdered dozens of young women and girls during the 70s. After more than a decade of denials, he confessed to 30 murders committed in 7 states between 1974 and 1978. Edmund Kemper. Edmund Kemper, aka the Co-Ed Killer, murdered 10 people from May 1972 to April 1973. His first victims was his own grandparents at the age of 15, and last victims being his mother and her friend. Gary Heidnik. Gary Heidnik was a murderer and serial rapist who kidnapped, tortured, and raped 6 women, murdering 2 of them, while holding them captive in a self-dug pit in his basement floor.